Chosen one, God waited 2 hours to warn you, and the investigator was caught. There is something you cannot afford to ignore right now, because what is unfolding around your life carries a quiet urgency that touches your spirit in a way you may not fully understand yet. And this moment holds a weight that could shape what comes next in ways both gentle and powerful. Heaven did not rush, heaven did not panic, and heaven did not act without purpose, because God waited with intention, watching, protecting, and preparing a warning that would reach you at the exact moment your heart could receive it without fear. Type Amen if you believe. There is a reason this message has found you, because nothing in your life is random, and even the silence that surrounded you before this moment was filled with unseen care and protection that never left your side. God saw what was hidden from your eyes, and while you were moving through your day with quiet strength, there was a situation forming that required divine attention, not human reaction, and not rushed decisions. The waiting was not neglect, and it was not distance, but it was love that chose the right moment instead of an early moment, because God understands timing in a way that protects you far better than immediate answers ever could. Type 1111 if you trust in God. There was someone watching, someone investigating, someone trying to understand your path for reasons that were not pure, yet God saw beyond every intention, beyond every step they took, and beyond every thought they carried. You were never exposed, and you were never unguarded, because even when you felt alone, there was a covering over your life that could not be broken by human effort or hidden motives. If this moment is touching your heart, take a second to support this by liking the video, because it helps this reach someone else who needs this same kind of quiet reassurance and protection in their life. Like this video and subscribe to this channel if you trust God. God waited 2 hours, not because of delay, but because something had to be revealed, something had to come into the open, and something had to reach a point where truth could not be hidden any longer. The investigator thought they were in control, thought they were unseen, and thought they could move without consequence. Yet heaven was watching every step, allowing just enough time for their actions to expose what was already known. There is a deep comfort in knowing that God does not react in fear, because fear never leads the heart of heaven, and instead everything is guided by wisdom, patience, and a love that refuses to let harm reach you without resistance. You may not have noticed anything unusual, and you may not have felt the weight of what was happening, yet that is exactly how divine protection often works, quiet, steady, and without drawing attention to itself. The warning that has reached you now is not meant to bring anxiety, and it is not meant to create doubt in your spirit, but it is meant to awaken a deeper awareness that you are seen, you are known, and you are protected in ways that go beyond what your eyes can measure. This is not a moment of fear, but a moment of clarity, because God is gently opening your understanding to show you that nothing escapes His sight. There are times when God allows situations to unfold just enough so that truth becomes undeniable, and in those moments, justice does not come from anger, but from light revealing what darkness tried to hide. The investigator was caught not because of chance, but because the time had come for truth to stand without disguise, and for you to be free from what was forming behind the scenes. This is the kind of care that surrounds you every single day, even when your life feels ordinary, even when your path feels quiet, and even when your heart feels uncertain. There is a steady presence walking with you, guiding you, and guarding you in ways that require no announcement, because real protection does not need to be loud to be powerful. You are a chosen one, not because of perfection, but because of purpose, and that purpose carries a covering that follows you into every place you step, into every moment you live, and into every situation that tries to rise against you. Nothing that comes near your life is unseen, and nothing that tries to disturb your peace goes unnoticed. God waited, and in that waiting, there was love, patience, and perfect timing working together to bring you to a place where you can now receive this truth without fear, without confusion, and without doubt. The warning is not heavy, but it is gentle, and it is filled with care that wants you to walk forward with confidence instead of uncertainty. You are not being watched by harm, you are being watched over by heaven, and that difference changes everything inside your heart. Even when others try to understand you, analyze you, or observe your life for reasons that are not aligned with goodness, they cannot cross the line that God has already drawn around you. There is a calm that is beginning to settle within you right now, because something inside you recognizes that this message is not random and it is not distant, but it is personal and present. The same God who waited with patience is the same God who stands with you now, holding you in a place of peace that no hidden intention can disturb. Let this truth rest gently inside your spirit, because you are not alone, and you have never been unprotected, even in moments where everything felt quiet and uncertain. There is a deeper story unfolding in your life, one that is guided by love, guarded by wisdom, and carried by a purpose that cannot be stopped. God did not only stop what was forming around you, but He also revealed something important about how He moves in your life, and this understanding will stay with you long after this moment passes. There are layers of care that you cannot always see, and there are decisions being made in your favor that you do not always feel, yet they are constant, steady, and always aligned with keeping you safe and guiding you forward. A 7-second brainwave approach, previously limited to elite groups and stored in classified files, is now available to everyone, and many call it the 30-second miracle. Researchers claim it stimulates a dormant brain center associated with prosperity and blessings. Click the link in the comments below before it is removed from the internet again. The person who was observing, analyzing, and quietly trying to gather pieces of your life believed they were moving in secrecy, yet secrecy does not exist where God is present, because light reaches into every hidden place and brings truth forward at the right time. What they intended to keep hidden became visible, not because of force, but because truth naturally rises when it is allowed to reach its moment. You were never meant to carry the burden of knowing every detail, and you were never meant to feel the weight of what was happening behind the scenes, because your path is meant to be walked with trust, not fear, and with peace, not constant awareness of danger. God shields you from more than you realize, and sometimes the greatest protection is not letting you feel the full extent of what could have been. There is a tenderness in how God handled this situation, because nothing was rushed, nothing was forced, and nothing was left incomplete. And that same tenderness is present in every part of your life, even when you cannot see it clearly. You are being guided with care that understands your heart, your limits, and your need for peace. Type yes to affirm. This moment is also teaching you something deeper about your identity, because being chosen does not mean living in constant struggle, but it means living under a covering that actively works in your favor even when you are unaware. There is a strength surrounding you that does not depend on your own ability, and there is a protection that does not weaken when you feel uncertain. Sometimes you may wonder why certain things take time, why answers do not come immediately, and why situations seem to unfold slowly instead of being resolved quickly. Yet this is where divine wisdom separates itself from human expectation. God does not move according to urgency that creates panic, but according to timing that creates clarity, safety, and lasting peace. The 2 hours of waiting were not empty, and they were not wasted, because during that time, Everything that needed to be revealed was brought into the light in a way that could not be denied or hidden again. There was a purpose in allowing things to reach that point, because it ensured that what was uncovered would remain clear and complete. You are being invited into a deeper trust, one that does not depend on seeing everything in advance, but one that rests in knowing that you are always seen, always known, and always protected. This trust is not built in a single moment, but it grows through experiences like this, where you realize that even when you are unaware, you are still covered. There is also a quiet shift happening inside you, because something is being strengthened in your spirit, and that strength is not loud or forceful, but it is steady and unshakable. You are beginning to understand that your life is not as exposed as it may have felt at times, and that there is a boundary around you that cannot be crossed without consequence. The investigator was caught, and that moment carries a meaning that goes beyond the situation itself, because it shows you that truth always finds its way forward, and that nothing built on hidden intentions can remain concealed forever. There is a natural order that God maintains, and in that order, light always rises above darkness. You are not being asked to carry fear or to look over your shoulder, because fear does not belong in a heart that is held by God, and you are not being asked to live with suspicion or doubt, because your path is meant to be walked with peace and confidence. What has been revealed is enough, and what has been handled does not need to be revisited. There is a freedom in letting go of what you do not need to hold, and there is a peace in trusting that what has been taken care of will not return to disturb you. God does not resolve things halfway, and He does not leave loose ends that can come back to create confusion, because His work is complete and His protection is thorough. As you continue forward, there will be moments where you feel a gentle reminder of this experience, not as a warning, but as a reassurance that you are not walking alone. That reminder will come as a quiet sense of calm, as a steady feeling of safety, and as a deep knowing that you are being guided with care that does not fail. Type 1212 if you walk by faith. Your life is moving into a space where trust will feel more natural, where peace will feel more stable, and where your heart will feel more at rest, even when you do not have all the answers. This is not something you need to force, because it will grow naturally as you continue to walk forward under the covering that has already been shown to you. God is not distant from your daily life, and He is not only present in moments of crisis, because His presence is constant, steady, and deeply connected to every part of your journey. Even in the smallest details, there is care, and even in the quietest moments, there is guidance. Let this experience settle into your spirit as a foundation, something you can stand on when uncertainty tries to rise, and something you can return to when you need reassurance that you are not alone. This is not just a single moment, but a reminder of a truth that remains with you always. You are held in a way that does not depend on circumstances, and you are protected in a way that does not weaken with time, because what God places over your life is not temporary, but lasting and faithful. There is nothing that can quietly form around you without being seen, and there is nothing that can approach you without being noticed. The path ahead of you is not something to fear, because it is being prepared with the same care that has already been shown, and every step you take is being watched over with attention that does not fail. You are moving forward, not into uncertainty, but into a space that is already being guided and protected. What if abundance could be activated from within your own mind through a powerful sound frequency once kept in classified files? Specialists say this signal naturally draws opportunity and financial independence, and many people are already applying it. Click the link in the description and comments now and switch on this hidden brainwave today. You are not being led through life by chance. and you are not walking through random moments without purpose, because every step you take is seen, measured, and guided with a level of care that cannot be shaken by human actions or intentions. Even when things seem still, even when days pass without anything unusual happening, there is movement behind the scenes that is shaping your path in ways that are both gentle and powerful. The waiting that once felt like silence is beginning to make sense, because it was never empty and it was never distant, but it was filled with intention that was working in your favor from the very beginning. God does not leave gaps in His care, and He does not step away when things become uncertain, because uncertainty for you is never uncertainty for Him. There is a quiet reassurance building inside you, one that is teaching you that you do not need to rush ahead to understand everything, and you do not need to carry the burden of trying to control what is beyond your reach. There is peace in knowing that the same God who waited at the right moment is the same God who continues to guide every step you take now. This experience has also shown you that not everything that appears calm on the surface is truly empty underneath, because sometimes there are movements, intentions, and unseen actions happening that require divine attention before they ever reach your awareness. You were kept from that weight, and you were shielded from that concern, because your heart was meant to remain steady and not overwhelmed. There is a kind of love in that protection that is deeper than words, because it does not only guard you from harm, but it also preserves your peace, your joy, and your ability to move forward without fear. God does not only protect your path, but He also protects your heart, making sure that what could disturb you is handled before it reaches you. Type 1919 to receive miracles. As you continue to reflect on what has taken place, there is a gentle invitation to trust more deeply, not out of obligation, but out of understanding. You are beginning to see that trust is not something that weakens you, but something that strengthens your spirit, because it allows you to rest in a care that is greater than anything you could manage on your own. There is no need to look back with concern or to revisit what has already been handled, because what was revealed has already served its purpose, and what was stopped has already been removed from your path. You are not meant to carry what is no longer present, and you are not meant to hold on to something that God has already resolved with care and completeness. The truth that came to light was not only for your protection, but also for your awareness, so that you could understand the depth of the covering that surrounds you every single day. There are things you will never know were stopped, situations you will never see that were handled, and moments you will never feel that were quietly resolved before they could reach you. This is how God moves in your life, not always with visible signs, but with steady action that ensures your safety, your peace, and your continued progress. There is nothing careless in how He protects you, and there is nothing incomplete in how He guides you forward. You may begin to notice a new sense of calm in your daily life, a quiet confidence that was not as strong before, and a steady awareness that you are not navigating life alone. This is not something you need to force or try to create, because it will grow naturally as you continue to walk forward with the understanding that has been given to you. There is also a soft strengthening happening within you, one that does not show itself in loud ways, but in quiet resilience, in steady peace, and in a calm assurance that does not easily break. This strength is coming from the truth you have received, and from the realization that you are held in a way that does not fail. The situation that unfolded was allowed to reach a point where truth could no longer be hidden, and that moment was necessary to bring clarity, not confusion. God does not allow things to unfold without purpose, and He does not reveal what is hidden without reason, because everything He does carries meaning that supports your growth and your protection. You are moving into a deeper understanding of what it means to be chosen, because it is not about standing apart in a visible way, but about being covered in an invisible way that shapes every part of your life. There is a quiet dignity in that, and there is a deep peace in knowing that you are cared for without needing constant signs or confirmation. Type 2323 if you agree. The path ahead is not something to fear, because it is already being prepared with the same care that has been shown to you, and every step you take will continue to be guided with attention that does not fade. You are not stepping into uncertainty, but into a space that is already known, already seen, and already covered. There will be moments where you remember this experience, and those moments will not bring fear, but comfort, because they will remind you that even when you were unaware, everything was being handled with precision and care. That memory will become a source of peace, not concern, and a foundation you can return to when you need reassurance. God is not finished working in your life, and He is not only present in moments like this, but in every moment that follows, guiding you, protecting you, and leading you into a path that is filled with purpose and quiet strength. There is nothing uncertain about His care, and there is nothing incomplete about His protection. You are being carried forward with a gentle hand that does not let go, and you are being guided by a presence that does not grow tired or distant. This is your reality, even when it feels simple, even when it feels quiet, and even when nothing unusual seems to be happening. What if wealth was never about chance, but about a hidden brain signal that stayed buried in classified records? This powerful frequency is now opening doors, attracting fresh opportunities, and transforming lives quickly. Thousands are already using it to bring prosperity into their lives in ways they never imagined possible. Click the link in the description and comments now, and turn on the money-attracting brainwave today. You may notice that your thoughts feel calmer, your heart feels lighter, and your steps feel more steady than before. And this is not by accident, because peace often follows understanding when your spirit begins to align with truth. What you have just experienced has opened your awareness, not to fear what is hidden, but to trust what is unseen, because what is unseen in your life is not working against you, but working for you. God is not only protecting you from harm, but also shaping your inner strength, helping you grow into a place where trust becomes natural instead of difficult, and where peace becomes your foundation instead of something you struggle to hold on to. This kind of growth does not come through force, but through moments like this, where you see clearly that you are not alone in any part of your journey. There was a time when you may have felt unsure about what was happening around you, when you may have sensed something you could not explain, or when you may have wondered why certain moments felt heavier than others, without any clear reason. Those feelings were not without purpose, because your spirit can often sense what your mind cannot fully understand, yet even in those moments, you were still protected from everything that was beyond your control. You are now stepping into a deeper level of calm, one that does not depend on everything being visible or explained, but one that rests in the quiet assurance that God sees everything clearly and acts with perfect care. This is the kind of peace that does not shake easily, because it is not built on circumstances, but on truth that remains steady no matter what surrounds you. Type 666 if you trust Jesus. There is also a shift happening in how you carry yourself, even if you do not fully notice it yet, because something inside you is becoming more grounded, more settled, and more at ease. You are not reacting as quickly to uncertainty, and you are not feeling as unsettled by what you cannot control, because you are beginning to understand that control was never yours to carry in the first place. God has been handling things for you long before you became aware of them, and He will continue to handle things for you even in the moments where you feel completely unaware of what is happening behind the scenes. This is not something that changes, and it is not something that fades, because his care for you is constant, unwavering, and deeply personal. The situation that unfolded was only one example of how closely your life is being watched over, and there are countless other moments where the same level of care is present, even when nothing unusual seems to be happening. You are surrounded by protection that does not need to announce itself, because it works quietly and effectively in every moment. There is a softness in how God leads you, because he does not force understanding upon you, but allows it to grow gently within your heart, step by step, moment by moment. This is why you are not overwhelmed right now, even though what you have come to understand is powerful, because it has been given to you in a way that brings peace instead of pressure. You are being invited to rest more deeply, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually, because there is no need for your heart to remain tense or guarded. What needed to be revealed has already been brought into the light, and what needed to be stopped has already been handled with care that leaves no room for it to return. There is also a quiet confidence beginning to form within you, one that is not loud or forceful, but steady and sure, because it is rooted in the truth that you are not navigating life alone. This confidence will grow as you continue to walk forward, and it will become a natural part of how you move through your days. Type 2020 to claim miracles. You are not being asked to figure everything out, and you are not being asked to carry the weight of understanding every detail of your journey, because your role is not to control what is ahead, but to trust the one who is guiding you through it. This trust is not blind, because it is built on experiences like this, where you can clearly see that you have been protected, even when you were unaware. There is a quiet beauty in the way your life is being shaped, because it is not being rushed or forced, but carefully guided into a path that is filled with purpose, peace, and steady growth. You are not being pushed into something you are not ready for, and you are not being left to figure things out on your own. God is walking with you in every moment, not just in times of need, but in every part of your life, whether it feels significant or simple. His presence does not come and go, and his attention does not shift away from you, because you are always within his care. You may begin to notice small changes in how you respond to situations, in how you think, and in how you feel, because your perspective is being gently reshaped by what you have come to understand. This is a natural part of growth, and it will continue to unfold without pressure or force. There is no need to hold on to fear, because fear does not belong in a heart that is being guided with this level of care, and there is no need to carry doubt, because doubt fades when truth becomes clear. You are moving forward with a deeper sense of peace, one that will remain with you even when life feels uncertain. Let this understanding settle fully within you, because it is not temporary and it is not something that will fade with time. It is a foundation that will continue to support you, strengthen you, and guide you through every step that lies ahead. Inside your mind is a small region connected to achievement and abundance, once concealed within restricted research and classified documents. This newly disclosed frequency is helping people replace financial pressure with calm and balance, and God has guided you to encounter this at just the right time. Click the link in the description and comments to activate this hidden brainwave now. What you experienced was not the end of something, but the beginning of a deeper awareness that will stay with you, shaping how you see your life, how you trust your path, and how you respond to moments that once made you feel unsure. There is now a quiet knowing within you that even when you do not see everything clearly, you are still being led with care that does not fail and does not overlook anything that concerns you. You are beginning to feel a sense of stability that was not as strong before, because your understanding has shifted from needing to see everything to trusting that everything is already seen by the one who walks with you. This is not something that fades when circumstances change, because it is rooted in truth that remains steady no matter what surrounds you. God is not only protecting you from what is visible, but also from what you cannot detect with your natural senses, and that kind of protection goes beyond what your mind can fully measure. There are layers of care around your life that do not weaken, and there are boundaries in place that cannot be crossed without being noticed and handled. There was a time when you may have felt uncertain about the silence in your life, when you may have wondered why things seemed still or why answers did not come quickly. Yet now you are beginning to understand that silence does not mean absence and stillness does not mean inaction. God was working in those moments, arranging, watching, and preparing everything with precision that only He can maintain. Type Amen if you believe. This understanding is bringing a new kind of calm into your spirit, one that allows you to move forward without constantly looking for signs or confirmation, because you have already seen enough to know that you are being guided with care that does not fail. You do not need constant reassurance when truth has already settled within your heart. There is also a quiet strength forming within you, one that does not need to prove itself, and one that does not seek attention, because it is rooted in peace that remains steady even when life feels uncertain. This strength is not loud, but it is powerful, because it comes from knowing that you are not alone in any part of your journey. The situation that unfolded has already completed its purpose, and there is nothing left for you to carry from it, because what needed to be revealed has been revealed, and what needed to be stopped has been stopped. You are free to move forward without holding on to what has already been resolved with care and completeness. God does not leave unfinished work in your life, and He does not allow situations to remain unresolved when they concern your safety, your peace, and your path. Everything that needed attention has already been handled, and everything that needed to come into the light has already been brought forward. Type yes to affirm. There is a gentle invitation for you now to rest more deeply in this truth, to allow it to settle fully within your heart, and to let it shape how you move through your days.